The average human being is lied to between 10 and 200 times a day. We are lied to by strangers, by our leaders, by our enemies, and most painfully, by the people we love. Society is built on a polite agreement to believe the mask that people wear. We accept the smile, we accept the nod, we accept the excuse. But what if you could see through the mask? Lying is a complex cognitive process. It requires the brain to suppress the truth, construct a fabrication, and perform that fabrication convincingly, all in real time. Because of this mental effort, the human body leaks the truth. It cannot help itself. Evolution has wired your limbic system, the emotional brain, to react to stress, fear, and danger instantly. When someone lies, they are momentarily in danger of being caught, and for a brief window, often just 7 seconds after a question is asked, their body betrays them. In this video, we are not discussing gut feelings. We are discussing the anatomy of deception. We will break down the biological signals, the micro-expressions, and the verbal slip-ups that reveal a liar. Welcome to Umbra. Let us tear down the facade. Before you can spot a lie, you must know what the truth looks like. This is the mistake 99% of people make. They look for a specific sign, like scratching the nose or looking up to the right, and assume it means deception. It does not. It only means stress if it deviates from the norm. This concept is called the baseline. To use the 7-second trick, you must first spend the first few minutes of any interaction establishing a baseline. How does this person act when they are comfortable? How much do they blink? Where do they place their hands? What is the pitch of their voice when discussing the weather or what they had for lunch? This is their safe state. Memorize it. Once you have the baseline, you have a canvas. Now, when you ask the difficult question, the question that might trigger a lie, you are looking for the deviation. If they are normally fidgety and suddenly they go statue still, that is a lie. If they are normally eye contact heavy and suddenly they look away, that is a lie. The lie is not in the behavior itself. The lie is in the change. Let's move to the most famous and most misunderstood indicator, the eyes. There is a myth that says if a person looks to the left, they are remembering, and if they look to the right, they are inventing. Forget this, it is unreliable. Instead, focus on the eye block. When the human brain sees or says something it finds objectionable, like a lie, it instinctively tries to shield itself. We do this by blocking our vision. In the 7-second window after you ask a question, watch for extended blinking, rubbing the eyes, or closing the eyes for a second longer than a normal blink. This is the brain's way of saying, I do not want to see the reality of what I am doing. Then look for the sclera flash. In a normal conversation, the eyelids sit comfortably. But under the stress of a lie, the eyes may widen in a flash of fear or surprise, revealing more of the white above the iris. It happens in a microsecond. If you see the whites of their eyes when they claim to be calm, their limbic system is in fight or flight mode. And finally, beware of duping delight. Sometimes a liar feels a rush of excitement from getting away with it. You will see a very subtle, suppressed smile, often just in the corners of the mouth and eyes, immediately after they tell the lie. It is a look of contempt. They are thinking, I am smarter than you. The face can be controlled. We are taught from childhood to put on a happy face, but nobody teaches your hands or feet how to lie. When the brain detects the stress of deception, it sends a signal to the body to comfort itself. These are called pacifying behaviors. The most vulnerable part of the human body is the neck. In the wild, a predator attacks the neck. So, when a human feels threatened by your question, they will instinctively cover it. Watch for the hand moving to the throat. Watch for the adjustment of a necklace or a tie. Watch for the rubbing of the back of the neck. Look down. The feet tell the story. If a person's torso is facing you, but their feet are pointed toward the door, their brain has already left the room. This is the flight response in action. They want to escape the interrogation. If they wrap their feet around the legs of the chair, they are freezing, another limbic response to danger. They are literally holding on to the ground for stability because their mental foundation is crumbling. Lying is linguistically difficult. To tell the truth, you just access a memory. To lie, you must construct a reality. This extra cognitive load changes how a person speaks. First, look for distancing language. A liar subconsciously wants to separate themselves from the lie. They will avoid using I or me. Instead of saying, I didn't take the money, they might say, the money was not taken. They use passive voice. They remove their agency from the sentence. That woman. Not her name. Not her. That woman. This is psychological distancing. By dehumanizing the subject, the liar reduces their internal guilt. To tell you the truth, honestly, I swear to you, when a person is telling the truth, they don't feel the need to convince you that it is the truth. The truth stands on its own. When someone starts a sentence with, to be perfectly honest, be on high alert, the next thing they say is likely a fabrication. You have observed the baseline. You have watched the eyes. You have listened to the words. Now it is time for you to apply pressure. If you suspect a lie, use the reverse chronology technique. A lie is constructed in a linear narrative, A, then B, then C. The liar has rehearsed the story from start to finish. I went to the store, then I came home, then I watched TV. To break the script, ask them to tell the story backward. So, you watched TV. What did you do immediately before that? And before you came home, who did you see at the store? Recalling a true memory backwards is easy. The sensory data's there. Recalling a lie backwards is nearly impossible. The brain has to calculate the reverse logic of a made-up event while maintaining the deception. The cognitive load becomes too heavy. They will stumble. They will contradict themselves. They will break. We live in a world of shadows. People lie to protect their egos, to gain power, or to avoid pain. Now you possess the tools to see in the dark. You can spot the 7-second window of panic. You can read the silent language of the body. But a warning, do not become paranoid. Do not treat every interaction as an interrogation. Use this knowledge to protect yourself, not to destroy your relationships. Wisdom is knowing when to speak and when to simply observe. If you wish to explore the further depths of the human mind and uncover the truths that others are too afraid to speak, subscribe to Umbra. The light reveals, but the shadow teaches.